What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Collins Odiambo, and welcome to the second part of Mastering Our Beliefs. Now, I had a long night, I just stepped into a new level of my life, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that. And my close friends, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to share that on a later date. Okay, so this is something that I had planned, so I had to do. And you have to stick to your commitments. You understand? You have to do that because you don't know who you're helping out there. Okay, now last week we talked about beliefs, and we were basically covering the first part, understanding our beliefs, where they come from, how they affect us, understanding how they contribute to the results that we have in our lives right now. And this week, what I want to do is basically I'm sharing what I taught, or the same steps that we took when we were in the Mastering Our Beliefs workshop like 2 weeks ago, where we talked about how to drop our limiting beliefs so that we can rewrite our story with our new beliefs. Understand? So on this episode right now, on this live show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through the steps, a series of questions and examples that will help you identify your limiting beliefs and also help you find a way on how to overcome them. You understand? Now, I'm going to be looking on my side at times because I have my laptop on this side. So maybe I'll be looking on your comments, or I'll be replying, or I'll be posting an image. So bear with a brother, okay? If you're joining me, if you're watching this, please let me know where you're watching from, and let's do this, okay? Now, the first things, last week, the last thing that I talked about was a homework that I gave you guys. You are to write down a limiting belief that you want to work on right now. A limiting belief that you have that you want to work on right now. Marita, I see you. Thank you for joining. Willie, I see you. Thank you for joining. So last week, I gave you guys a homework, and it was basically you are to write down a limiting belief that you want to work on. There's so many limiting beliefs. Let me just read to you some. I am young, or I'm too young, I'm too old, one day I will change, I'll never be happy, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. Rayo Ching, thank you for joining. There's so many types of limiting beliefs. Life is hard. You understand? I just have bad luck. You've heard people talk about these things. I expect others to hurt me. You understand? Financial security is a pipe dream. I'm not ready and qualified for taking this course or pursuing this goal, or going after this dream. Wealthy people are bad people. Money is the root of all evil. We have different kinds of limiting beliefs, but I want you guys to think of a limiting belief that you want to work on. Okay. Marcos Awile, see Michelle, I see you're watching from Tasia. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. So I want you guys to think of a limiting belief that you want to work on right now. And if you're in a place where you can write it down, do so. And if you can even comment, if you can even make a comment, okay? Like just comment with the limiting belief. And as a matter of fact, Kevin Adipo, thanks so much for joining. As a matter of fact, let me just share that list with you guys on the comment section right now. Okay, so just a few minutes, let me post it so that at least you have an idea of the limiting beliefs that you have. And also to maybe like jog your brain around, what limiting beliefs do you have, and which one specifically do you want to work on right now? I'm talking about a belief that if you work on right now, it will change your life entirely. You understand? For me, one of my limiting beliefs was I'm not ready and qualified to be a public speaker. You understand? I was like, I have to get a degree, I have to do all these things, I have to have the money, I have to have the audience. But once I understood that this was my purpose, this was something that God blessed me with, and actually I've been doing it even from when I was in high school. Awili is someone that we played basketball with in high school, and I was their captain. And I'm sure I can tell you that we used to spend some time in class just to talk about basketball, and after that I would inspire them. You understand? I will read a poem just to motivate them, and that's why we have a very tight connection up to this day. There's that tight connection, but there's also that respect, because I understood. I didn't know at that time that it was my purpose, but by overcoming my limiting beliefs, I was able to realize this was something that I was blessed with, and I was able to put in more effort into it. You understand? So let me just share that right now. I'm sharing it on the comment section. Just a minute. There you go. If you check the comment section, you'll be able to see Ken Adipo. Thank you so much. There you go. Limiting beliefs. Okay. So I've just shared the image, so you can check there and maybe see maybe what are some of the limiting beliefs that you're struggling with. So whatever I'm going to share with you guys here today is a process that you can use even after this live session. Okay, this is something that you can use even after this live session. A series of questions, you answer them truthfully, and let me tell you, you will change your life. These things changed my life. It is very important to work on yourself. You came to this world alone. You're going to leave it alone. You understand? So it is important to work on you. As in, there's nowhere you can go on this planet. There's nothing you can achieve if you never work on yourself. And that is why we're doing this step by step. So now let us continue the presentation. So I hope you guys have written down one limiting belief that you want to work on. JJ Nekesa, thank you for joining. Lucio Bunga from Kisumu, thank you for joining. Now, the next thing I want you to ask yourself is, are you absolutely sure that is a limiting belief that is holding you back? Are you really sure? Like, for example, are you really sure that you're too old to pursue your dream, or you're too young to teach? That was one of my limiting beliefs. Or can your limiting belief that be, I'll never be happy? Is it really true? Do you really believe it to be true? Now, this is something I want to teach you guys. There's something called the power of because. You understand? Here's the thing. Whenever somebody says, I can't do something, or I'm too young to do this, because, whatever comes after the word because is normally a belief. For example, let me just take one example. I'll never be happy because I don't have financial freedom. Because I don't have the right partner. So your beliefs, the belief that you have at that moment is, for you to be happy, you must have money. That is a limiting belief, and that is why you're not even attracting money into your life. You understand? You are looking for happiness outside you, while happiness is within you. You understand? Whatever is reflected on your outside world is a reflection. Whatever manifests on your outside is a reflection of what is happening on your inside. You understand? So I want you to ask yourself, is it really true? If it's true, now I want you to write something. I want you to write your limiting belief and then add the word because. So, I'll never be happy because I don't have money. Money is the root of all evil because, fill in the blank. You understand? I'm not smart enough because I didn't get a degree. You understand? Or because I never made the top 10. You understand? For me, example, the only time I made the top 10, man, was when we were 5 in class. It was a new school. We were in class 5 and we were only 5 students. And that was the only time I made the top 10. So maybe it might be, I'm not smart enough, or I don't feel good enough because I never made it to the top 10. You understand? Or my parents never approved of me. Because, whatever comes after because, that is your limiting belief. That is a belief that you hold. You understand? Now, the next thing I want us to think about is, so is it really true, or is it based on a past experience? I read a story about, there's this book called The Millionaire Mind by, I think that's the name, The Millionaire Mindset or something like that, by T. Harv Eker. He talked about a story where there was a lady who lost his dad while his dad was going to work. You understand? So the dad died, like for example in a matatu, and they were together. So the dad died on her arms. You understand? And because of that, he ended up becoming a doctor. But after working with T. Harv Eker, he realized the reason why she was a doctor was because it's like she was trying to save her dad by saving other lives, by becoming a doctor. So even anytime she made money, what happened is she gave away the money. She was always broke. You understand? She felt like my dad died going to a job to get money to take care of us. Now, the only way you can get to such detail is by working on yourself, what you're doing right now. So she was able to realize, okay, I'm actually not where I want to be financially because I'm in this career as a nurse or as a doctor because I'm trying to save my dad. You know, what I'm doing right now is based on a belief from an outcome of a past experience. Now, think about your limiting belief. Is it true or is it because of a past experience? What you went through back in the day? Did somebody say that you're stupid and that is why you feel that like you're not smart? My dad used to call me stupid, useless. He used to say that I'll never amount to anything. And for the longest time, I was like, I mean, why work hard in school? Why work hard in school? You know, so I used to fail so much because I was like, even if I work hard, he'll never appreciate me. And, you know, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, you know, I'm useless. So why study hard? But because of my mom, I was able to change my mindset and I ended up passing my KCSE. And that actually provoked an idea in my mind that, you know what, I'm not stupid, I'm not useless. I can actually read, understand, and apply whatever I'm reading. And that's why I have the guts to even go live today. Because I was able to overcome that limiting belief. You understand? And I hope this is your day. Sasa. Ndumu, thank you so much for joining. Now, think about that, okay? In most cases, it's because of your past experience. Now we want to break it down. Okay, the next thing I want us to do is whatever belief you're holding on to in your life has a benefit. Whatever limiting belief you're holding on to in your life has a benefit. Write down the limiting beliefs. Write down the benefits of holding on to that limiting belief. For example, let's just go back to those limiting beliefs and think of one. For example, change is too hard. If that is the belief that you have and it's a limiting belief, change is too hard. What are the benefits of you holding on to that limiting belief? There's always a benefit. For example, that can be an excuse for you to never grow. People will challenge you. People will tell you, you know, Kolo, you have this thing in you, man, you can do it. But you'll always be like, you know, change is hard. It takes time. You know, I'm going into a new territory. I don't know what I'm going to do. And that is the benefit. So you keep on staying in the same place with a lot of excuses. So I want you to think of your limiting belief and ask yourself, this is deep work. You really need to take time on this. What are the benefits? Is it that people lend you money because you're like, oh, life is hard? So maybe your brother gives you money, maybe your friend pays for you your rent. You understand? What are the benefits? And especially emotionally, what are the benefits emotionally? Write them down. Okay, let us continue. The next thing I want us to do is, now this is a huge one. What is the cost of holding on to that belief? Oh, this is a huge one. For me, for example, in school, it costed me an opportunity to maximize my potential in school. Do you know right now, I look at our educational system and I'm like, people should be passing. Like, if you don't have these limiting beliefs, you should actually be passing our exams. Most of us fail in school because of our limiting beliefs. And at times because we feel like, you know, this course is not for me, but let me just do it because my parent, you know, paid for it. But in real sense, what I've come to realize is limiting beliefs are really holding us back, like in a huge way, especially our kids, man, our students in school. That's why I'm so passionate about speaking to students in schools, because once I realized, if I don't, my mom told me one thing: you're good in basketball. How will you get a scholarship if you never pass your exams? So in my mind, what switched was this limiting belief of me being stupid and useless that is leading to a result of me not passing my exams will cost me an opportunity to get a scholarship when I go to campus. So think about your limiting belief. Think about your limiting belief and then ask yourself, What is it costing you? By you holding on to that belief, what is it costing you? Is it costing you opportunities? Is it costing you relationships? You are so afraid of commitment, or in fact, you are so afraid of being heartbroken. That was me, that you end up being afraid of committing in the relationships. So at times you get somebody that is so good, somebody that you rhyme with, somebody that you can grow together with, somebody who accepts your flaws, but because of your limiting beliefs, you are afraid of being heartbroken. You end up never committing to any relationship. Look at your limiting belief and at least write 5 things that is costing you. And look at that list. And then think about your life. How would your life be different if whatever is costing you, how would your life be different if you had all those things? A good relationship, a good network of friends, you understand? A good business, a good career, a job where they value you. You understand? Because you're so afraid of trying new ventures, you end up staying in the same job that sucks you dry. You are pissed off every morning when you go to that work, and you are just afraid of going outside there and trying to look for a new job or even pursuing your dream. Write those things down. So this is deep work. And Kayu Titans, I used to play for this team when I was in Uganda. Thanks so much for joining. So write these things down, and we're going deeper, okay? We are going deeper. So just hang there with me, okay? Now, another thing I want you to ask yourself is, what images flash onto your mind when these thoughts or these limiting beliefs come to your mind? For example, you're in a job that pisses you off, you want to leave, but for one reason or another, you never leave. There's a limiting belief holding you back. What images come to your mind? For example, it can be, you see you have an image of your landlord standing at your door like, what's up? Follow your passion, my friend, and then pay rent. Your passion will not pay rent. Go back to your job. Are you afraid of not being able to, pay your rent, for example? Kevin Adipo says, more often than not, we look so much into our limiting beliefs that we forget how strong we really are. That is true, man. Thank you for helping us understand this. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for shedding light on this. It is true. Okay? Now, what images come to your mind? What images come to your mind when these limiting beliefs flash? When these limiting beliefs come to you? One of my major limiting beliefs, as I've just said, man, I feared being heartbroken. I saw my mom and my dad separate. And the thing that went into my mind was, marriages never work. I'm just keeping it real. That was the image in my mind. Marriages never work. So for the longest time, my plan was, I'll get a beautiful woman, get a baby, go our separate ways, and I'll be a single dad. I'll make a lot of money and just live a happy life. That was my plan. But you know what? After changing my limiting beliefs, I realized the images that come to my mind whenever I went into a serious relationship was me being heartbroken or the other person leaving. And at times I expected the other person to make me happy. But the thing is, happiness comes from within you. These are things that you can't discover until you work on yourself. Until you work on yourself. You only have one life to live. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Stop living below your limiting beliefs, man. You have a better life if you can go deep, if you can do this work and actually see the limiting beliefs holding you back. If you can do that work, my friend, your life will be better. Your life will be way, way, way better. Maybe there's a place that your life where you should be right now in your life, but because of your limiting belief and the images that you've allowed to stay in your mind, you're still in the same place. How many people, and I'm one of them, how many of us have, in fact, if this is you, you can just comment or just wave. How many of you have wanted to do something? You're like, I can do this. But for one reason or another, you start having images of failure, images of people, for example, talking badly about you, images of losing friends, images of looking down because you're going into a new territory. If you ever went through something like that, just wave. Karen Joki, thank you so much for joining. All these images are holding you back, and they are from a limiting belief. Okay, so write down what images come to your mind. What images? Let me give you an example, even though I'm rambling so much. There's another example. You're in a relationship, eh? Let me say you are the lady in the relationship. Now, your boyfriend is not faithful, and you know it. Or maybe even the guy doesn't value you, he's mistreating you. But the image this guy has portrayed at your home is a good guy, a loving guy, and your family, your family just love this guy. Now, you know very well that if you stay in this relationship that is toxic, you're going to lose in the long run. But because you are afraid of losing the love that you get because of this relationship from your family, you end up staying in that relationship to please your family. This is just an example. So the images that come to your mind at that time is, oh, I'll be lonely. Oh, they'll ignore me. Oh, maybe they throw me out. They'll be mad at me. My friend, this is your life. Whenever you're going to a relationship, when things are going bad, when you're being hurt in that relationship, your family will not be there. You'll be alone. And this is a huge one. This is a huge example. You understand? So don't please them. Overcome that limiting belief. Even though those images are coming to your mind, think about what you're going to gain rather than what you're going to lose. There are billion people on this planet. You can get somebody who will value you, who will treasure you, and who you can grow with. You understand? Let us do this. Let us continue. Now, the next thing is how do you react? Now, this is a huge one. How do you react when you think about this limiting belief or thought? Let me give you an example. Examples are here on my fingertips. Where I used to work at an advertising agency taught me a lot, man. Taught me patience. I was the kind of guy who, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a video editor. I'm the kind of person, okay, still a little bit, who will get pissed off. And other graphic designers or creatives can relate to this. When you've put all your energy into creating a poster or a flyer or a video or anything, and then the client comes back with so many changes, at times they even like, let us start afresh. That thing pisses a creative off. Like, seriously, do you know what it took for me to come up with this? Do you know? If I was not a Christian, I would have. That thing used to piss me off, man, so badly. But when I went through this process, I realized my problem was, whenever somebody did that, I saw my father in my mind. Truth be told. Because my father used to correct you, not even like correct you, he used to like abuse me. So anytime somebody shouted and they were like, trying to correct me or tell me what to do, I felt like, it's like you're telling me I don't know what I'm doing as a graphic designer. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing. It's like I'm wasting time. So how I would react is I would be defensive. I would get angry. At times I would just get pissed off and not talk to you. Let me tell you, there are times some clients will come back with so many changes. I will tell them, you know what, here's a deposit, get somebody else to do it. Like, I was that mad. But when I learned about this, when I was able to analyze myself, I realized, you know what, the problem is not them, the problem is me. I'm only doing these graphic design jobs for the money. You understand? So I'm like, let me do something quickly to get the money. I'm not after giving them value. But once I understood this, I was able to change my mindset to the kind of person who offers real value and then asks for corrections. Okay, so when they come, I'm not surprised. This is what happens when you work on yourself. Okay, so think about that. Now, what emotions do you feel arising? Is it sadness, shame, disgust, anger, anxiety, self-pity, abused, unseen, unloved? You understand? The other thing is, what behavior or addictive action does it arouse? You understand? It can be, we have here defensive, also defensive. You can be agitated, You can get loud. What's up? What's up? You can get physical. This kind of people. You understand? You can get silent. You understand? Silent killers, physical, or you start even blaming other people. The other thing you should ask yourself is, how do you treat yourself and others when it is present in your mind? Do you ignore them? Do you isolate? You understand? Do you get loud? Or, like I used to do so much, do you eat a lot? Especially when you're stressed. Do you eat a lot? These are things you have to analyze. Okay? I'm just a guide, but kazi kwako. Okay? You have to do it to find your limiting belief and how to overcome it. Okay? But you're still going deeper and deeper. Now, the next thing I want us to focus on is I want you to ask yourself, is a stress-free life possible with this limiting belief? You can even comment with a yes or no. Do you see yourself living a life free of stress if you hold on to this limiting belief? My answer was no. That is enough reason for you to find a way to overcome it. Okay? And that's what we're going to do. Now, the next thing is, can you list down the benefits of dropping this limited belief? One of my audience, when we were doing this workshop like 2 weeks ago, said, he wanted to do music. He wanted to create music, but he felt like, maybe people will not accept him, people will not support him. You understand? But after working through this, he decided, instead of focusing on what other people will say or whether people will support me, what I should do is find a way to offer value. In other words, work on myself. So by the end of the seminar, he said that he was going to join a music school, to better his talent, to better his skills. You understand? So instead of thinking of, what do people say, and that is a huge one, man. I think even if you just make you should go live talking about other people's opinions. Like, that is a huge one. We focus so much on what people are going to say, we forget about what our heart says. I want to do music. I want to create some good music that will help people change their mindset. But we focus on what people are going to say instead of working on ourselves. You understand? So because of that, he was able to overcome that limiting belief by taking one step, which was going back to school and working on his music. You understand? So I want us to think about the benefits of dropping this limiting belief. What are some of the benefits? If you drop this limiting belief, what are some of the benefits you're going to get? Here are some that I wrote down for myself. I'll accept and love myself with all my flaws. With all my flaws and all my scars and my past, I'm going to love myself. One of the other benefits was I am happy to learn and grow. So I always have a growth mindset. I'm the kind of person who, if I don't know anything, I'll go and do research. Understand? I'll go and do research, ask for help, read books until I'm able to understand it. I never went to school on how to edit videos. I just decided, you know what, this is something that I want to do, I want to learn, and I've learned a lot, okay? Because that was an interest that I had. I dropped that limiting belief of I was not smart. 2, I'm the kind of person who has a growth mindset. I'm the kind of person who will go and learn, and I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. You understand? In fact, that gives you a lot of psych. That should be another live session. Another one can be, I will be more aware and in control of my emotions. That was a huge one, especially going into relationships. I'll be able to create more wealth for myself if I drop that limiting belief. I'll be able to host seminars. I think I would have started hosting seminars and workshops last year, or even last year but one. But I was like, I'm not yet ready. But once I was able to overcome that limiting belief, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this, and that's why I do it now, each and every month. Okay? Now, another can be, I'll be a happier person. I will live my truth and know my worth. You understand? I'll be in control of my life and what goes into my mind. That's why I don't spend so many times in these funny blogs or watching the news like I'm going to do an exam. Like, I'm not saying that you should not watch the news, but for me, and my goals and where I want to go, I realized, you know what? I have to focus my mind, man. I have to know what I want and where I want to go and what I should focus on. You understand? So these are just some of the benefits that I realized will come into my life or will manifest into my life when I dropped that limiting belief. Okay? Or my limiting beliefs. Okay? Now, the next thing is, the next question is, now I want you to take some time and look into your life. And look into your life. 1 minute, somebody is knocking. Sorry guys, I'm back. My neighbor just come to drop something for me. Okay, now what I was saying is, look into your life and ask yourself, 20 years from now, how will your life look like if you continue holding on to that limiting belief? I'm not good enough. Man is the root of all evil. I mean, how will your life look like? Think about it. Visualize. I will. Nimehesabiwa bana, nimehesabiwa. Jirani ndiye alikuwa ananiletea kitu man. Nimehesabiwa. Vizuri sana. So I want you to think about your life 20 years from now. How will your life be if you continue holding on to that limiting belief? You know, you know where you want to go. You have a dream, you have a vision, you have a passion that you want to pursue, but you're like this, you know? It's like, should I start? You know, no, I'm not ready. People don't know my name. Will I get customers? You know, you're just there. You know, you're trying. Now imagine doing that for the next 20 years. How will it impact your life in terms of your health, financially, spiritually, in terms of your friendship, you know, your relationships? How will it affect your life holding on to that limiting belief? How? Is it positive? I don't think so. So, it is important you change your route, okay? And it all starts here. All starts here, okay? Now, the next thing is now look into your life, and also look in terms of how will your life be if you are able to overcome that limiting belief. How will your life be like? You know, if you're able to overcome a limiting belief that is blocking your financial success, how will your life look like? What impact will you make in your family, in your friendships, in the world? Like, for example, my vision is to make millions and millions and millions, so that I can impact millions and millions and millions. You understand? I want to give back. There's so much joy when you give back. Even in the tiny things, man. There's so much joy. I remember when I used to run this thing called Giving Back is the New Black. Michael Flynn, thank you so much for joining. I remember when we used to do that thing, Giving Back is the New Black. There was so much joy. You know, like at times, I remember there's one time our budget was 6,000. So I ended up carrying 7,000 by mistake. So we did our shopping, and then we went to this children's home. You know, we gave them everything, and then I don't know, I just felt so good. I knew I had an extra 1,000. This was to go into my budget on my needs. I know, at home and everything, but I was like, man, let me just give it, man. And I ended up giving the lady that 1,000. It feels so good. Let me tell you. By you overcoming your limiting beliefs and stepping into your purpose. And that is my next seminar. You know, stepping into your purpose, finding your sweet spot. And you can't find your sweet spot, your life purpose, your gifts, if you never overcome or you never work on yourself to overcome your limiting beliefs. Okay? So think about your life, the impact that you can make if you overcome that limiting belief. 10 years from now, you know, 3 months from now, you understand? A year from now, how will your life look like if you overcome that limiting belief. And it's all a matter of changing your mindset. Go back to the previous video and watch where I talked about the belief cycle. It is so interesting, man. It is so interesting. You'll be amazed. So do that. Now the next thing is what I want to do is, limiting beliefs come at different times, in different environments, in different circumstances. What I've come to learn now, this is the thing. People teach this differently. Me, I'm just going to talk about what has worked for me. I'm a transformational speaker, so I'm talking out of my own experience. What has worked for me? There are these things called affirmations or empowering statements or empowering beliefs. You understand? These things work. These things work positively or negatively. Remember the other part one of this series, what you talked about? A belief is things that you keep on telling yourself, thoughts that you keep on telling yourself over and over and over again, and you take them to be true. If that is so powerful, that means if you can change what you're telling yourself, if you can change what is going into your mind over and over again, there'll be a new belief, which will lead to a new perspective, which will give you a new feeling, which will lead you to acting in a different way, which will create a different outcome, which will confirm that limiting belief, and you'll do it again. That is the belief cycle, and you'll do it again and again and again, and the results you get into in your life will be better and better and better each and every day. Each and every day. Affirmations work. So what I want us to do right now is change our limiting beliefs into, we want to counter our limiting beliefs by having empowering statements. Here's an example. So for you who don't know, I was the winner of Dr. Kinyanjui Speakers Award last year that came with a trophy. I just look at it like, what's up? I see you, boy. I see you. I love that trophy, man. And it also came with a scholarship, public speaking scholarship, and it came with a car. If you check on my wall, you'll see it, and it's unmatched. Let me tell you guys, to be real with you, when I got that car, I didn't have money for fuel. Like, I was like, how am I going to fuel this car? I even gave it to my dad. I was like, you go with it, check if it's okay, just stay with it and I'll come for it later. I was like, where am I going with it? But I was so happy and thankful. Understand? Now, what I used to say before I got that car was, I'm so happy and thankful for receiving the Dr. Kinyanjui Speakers Award and driving off with my new black Nissan March. I used to tell myself that each and every time. Anytime I had doubts about me winning that competition, I would tell myself that, and an idea would come, and I would go out, and you guys remember, guys who voted for me, I would go out, make a video, ask for votes. I even made a video on how to vote. You understand? And after I won that car, I had to change my empowering empowering belief. Now I had the car. Now the limiting belief in my mind was, I'll never be able to use this car because I don't have the money to fuel it. I don't have money to pay for its parking. I can't even maintain it. But once I realized that, based on what I'd learned, I decided to change it. So I used to tell myself each and every time when I had that limiting belief, I would tell myself that I'm so happy and thankful that I'm able to drive, fuel, and park my brand new Nissan March. And like each and every morning, I will tell myself that and just visualize me driving my car, parking it, fueling it with no stress. Let me tell you one thing. God is real. God is there if you believe and if you have faith. These things work. I was able to change that limiting belief, and I decided to focus on how can I make money to fuel my car. Instead of thinking about the fact that I don't have the money right now to fuel my car, I started thinking of how can I make that money. You understand? Here's what happened. 10 days after winning that car, I get a call. So I decided these empowering beliefs for 10 days. And I'm not saying that it's going to be the same thing for you. But I said this thing for 10 days and I get a call. And the lady on the other side is saying, come to this campus we have a letter for you. So I go there, and truth be told, man, I got a brand new job. Doubled my salary plus and over. I was able to get money to fuel my car. You know, where I live right now, I don't pay for parking. In the campus, I don't pay for parking. So I'm able to drive my car, I'm able to park my car, and I'm able to fuel my car with no stress. Here's the thing, empowering beliefs work. Now, based on your limiting belief, you should be able to write an empowering belief to counter it. So anytime it shows up in your mind, you just tell yourself, thank you for sharing, and then you say your empowering belief. Thank you for sharing that I don't have the money to fuel my car, but I'm so happy and thankful that I'm driving, fueling, and parking my brand new Nissan March. And then see what you can do to get you to that vision. You understand? See what you can do to get you to that vision. For me, it was basically, look for another job that will pay me. You understand? There's an action. So don't just say, I'm happy and blessed. I'm happy and I don't know what. All these affirmations and you're not doing anything, they won't work for you. That is why so many people pray. Kesha, what? I don't know what ministry. They are there. But nothing is happening in their lives because we're just praying and expecting miracles to happen. You have to take action. You understand? So in your affirmations or empowering belief statements, there must be some action words. You understand? Now, if you're creating an empowering beliefs, there's some things that need to be present. It has to be personal. That is number one. I am. It has to be in present tense. I am driving. Understand? It has to be positive. It has to be positively stated. I'm happily driving. You understand? It has to be positive. The other thing is, it has to be pointing to a new possibility. A new exciting possibility. So for me was, seeing myself in that car, I'm just driving, I'm at peace. I'm not listening to some rowdy music in a matatu. I'm listening to a podcast. Or if it's music, I'm listening to music that I want. So that was the vision that I had in my mind. It must include an action ending with ing. Okay, what I'm going to do. Okay, for me it was driving and getting a new job or getting a new source of income or increasing my sources of income so that I was able to drive and fuel that car. Okay, action is the difference key. Okay. The last thing is make the declarations for yourself. Make these empowering beliefs for yourself. Don't try to make them in such a way that maybe other people will understand. No, it has to be speaking to you. At times, when I feel like, I'm in a tight spot, I normally tell myself, God is my instant supply, meeting that need right now. God is my instant supply, meeting that need right now. And I just let it go. At times I just think to myself, when I'm running, when I have a problem and I try to run outside myself to get solutions, I'll just continue stressing myself. What I normally do nowadays, this is something that I've learned, I'll accept the problem, stay in the problem, feel the problem. At times even just meditate on the problem and a solution will come through. You can believe me or not, but it works. You understand? It works in an amazing way. Things fall into place. Have faith. Okay. Now, the other thing is this time that now you should think about. What will you do with your life if you no longer had these limiting beliefs? Now, here what you're talking basically about is setting goals. Okay? Setting goals. What will you do? Those are goals that you have to set. You understand? What kind of person will you be? Will you hit the gym? You understand? Will you start that career? Will you start that business on the side? Will you start hosting events even though you're still working? Will you start going live each and every week? Will you start making videos and you talk about what inspires you without caring what other people think? Without expecting anything in return? You understand? How will your life be? You understand? So those are goals. And for more, by the way, you can go to YouTube, look for Jim Rohn Goals Workshop, an awesome workshop on how to set goals. You can also go to, there's a website here. Let me post it on the comment section so you guys can go and check it out. It is called mindtools.com. They have an article about goal setting, setting smarter goals. Okay, so you can just go there and learn more about that. Let me just post it right now. there you go. I've posted it. You can go there and just learn more about certain goals. But you can also go to YouTube and check on Jim Rohn. Okay, Jim Rohn Goals Workshop, an awesome workshop. You won't regret it. Okay, I see it's getting a little bit dark, but we're almost done. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is the last thing. This is a yes or no question. First of all, Marcos Awili and on anybody who's still live, man, I'm really happy and thankful that you guys have been here up to this moment, and we are learning and we're engaging, and I'm so happy for that. And I'm going to give you guys something after this, okay, for free. Now, is your new thought more true than your original belief? The new thought, now after going through this process, the new beliefs that you have about yourself, based on the limiting belief that you started with, is it better than what you have right now? Is it better? I think the belief that you've created so far, if you've gone through this process, is a better belief than what you had in the beginning. It is a better belief. My encouragement to you today is hold on to this belief and take action to prove that this empowering belief that you have about yourself, about your career, about your health, about your relationship that you have right now, make sure you find a way to prove it to yourself that it is good and it is working for you by taking action. Okay? Take action and better your life. You understand? Do this. In fact, go back and do this again and again and again. Look into your life, all the limiting beliefs that you have, go through these steps, and I tell you, your life will change. You'll even laugh at times like, how come I was holding on to this limiting belief? Or, oh, no wonder I've never done this. No wonder I never make cold calls because I'm afraid of rejection. You understand? There was a lady in our crowd who was so terrified by rejection that she had to employ people to go and do marketing for her. Mainly because she was afraid of rejection. Victor Obinga, thanks so much for joining. Mainly because she was afraid of rejection. But after working through this process in that seminar, she was like, you know what? I'm going to call my team. We're going to sit down. I'm going to tell them what has been on my mind. And instead of fighting and fearing rejection, I'm going to learn about how to make a sales call. How to engage a customer instead of running away from that because I didn't go to school or because I feel like I'm not smart enough. You understand? So this is the power of this process. Okay. Now, remember, changing your limiting beliefs or changing your beliefs is like learning to ride a bike. It will take time. At times you will fall, but your empowering beliefs will take you back. Your goal, the kind of person you see yourself becoming, will always keep you on track. Okay, so be humble with yourself. Okay, jipeleke pole pole, but it will happen for you if you do it, if you put in the work. Okay, it will happen for you. Now, there's a quote here by Robert Abbott. Abbott was a film critic. Was a film critic, and there's a quote that I really love, man. We are put on this planet only once. Pause. We are put on this planet only once. Only once. Think about that. Only once. And to limit ourselves to the familiar is a crime to our mind. To limit ourselves to the familiar is a crime to our mind. My challenge to you is take the risk to question your beliefs, your limiting beliefs. Take that risk. Okay? Change it and empower yourself. Rewrite your life story. It is your only life. You only have one life and you only have one chance to live it. Listen to this. We are put on this planet only once, and to limit ourselves to the familiar is a crime against our minds. If there's something that we are certain about in this life is we are going to die. So why live your life limited in your mind? Why? I challenge you to question your limiting beliefs, change them in such a way that they empower you. Okay. Now, for us who are here, let me just say first of all, last two things. I am a transformational speaker and a mindset coach and a trainer, and especially I'm focused on the youth and the guys in school. We were never taught about failure. We were never taught about, improving rather than trying to compete to be the next guy, bettering ourselves. We are not taught about money in school, all these things. I'm so passionate about inspiring our kids to develop a growth mindset. Like, even if you don't know something right now, you can actually develop your mind through some structure, through some steps, to a level that you want, and then you can pass that exams. You can pass that exam. You can be that kind of person that you want to be in life. And these are principles that you can apply in school and even after school. You understand? And I think that is another FB seminar that we're going to talk more about that. Okay. Now, so if you have, that's what I wanted to say. If you have a school, or somebody who wants a transformational speaker, an inspirational speaker to come and speak to their students, the organization, get in touch with me and we can see what to do and work together. Okay. Now, for everybody who joined in this training today, this live session, I want to offer you guys a free training. Okay, it's from my first seminar, The Power of Intentional Growth. Okay, after overcoming your limiting beliefs, you have to learn how to grow. You understand? So, if you want this audio training, let me just post it on the comment section right now. If you want it, I'm going to give you guys a number where you're going to send your email address and I can send it to you. It's an audio training plus the PDF. Okay, so you can also teach other people. You understand? This is a world of sharing, so we must share what we have. So let me just post it right now as we close, plus my contacts. Okay, so that is the number where you're going to, if you want the free training. So that is where I want you guys to post, to send your email address, and we can share with you guys that. And also, as I close, I'll be sharing my contact details, and I can see it's almost dark. I have a ring light here, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's better that way. But all the same, thank you guys for joining. I'm going to share my contacts. And remember to love your life, live fully, and create a legacy. And I challenge you to rewrite your story by empowering, by dropping your limiting beliefs. Thanks so much, guys. Love your life, live fully, and create a legacy. And watch out for my next event where we're going to be talking about stepping into your purpose. Understand? Identifying your sweet spot in life. Okay? Peace. Thanks so much, guys. Peace, y'all.